So I made my first game in Godot with absolutely zero experience. What could go wrong, right? Is it supposed to do that? I have no idea what's happening. I think I spawned too much. Oh! So, like any sane person starting out, I opened Godot and I have no idea what I'm looking at. I have no idea what nodes or signals are, so I watched some tutorials, downloaded the course, and dove straight in. I started off by learning how to set up tile sets and then getting the player character to move around the map. Next, I learned how collision damage works in Godot, and I created this sword that kills the enemies. And I have no idea how to program, bro. Next, we make this sick death animation. So now, every time we kill an enemy, it does this super death movement. Next, I learned how to add drops each time enemy dies. So in the future, we can add like coin drops or items that player can collect. We also added a health bar to the player, so now the player can die. Next we delete that. Anyways, yeah, next we learned some animations through lightning. And yeah, this thing poops out enemies that hurts and kills me. Very nice indeed. I needed to add new enemies into the game, so I tried pixel art for the first few times of my entire life, and I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just trying to figure out how different things work and see what works and not. Look, I even put a little flower in the end. I mean, that's nice, right? Right? So for this part, the stone golems aren't facing the right direction. An easy fix to this is to just go on to Sprite 2D and press on Flip H. I also got to work on the movement animations for the player so that now the player has more life. I also didn't want to just blindly copy-paste the code, so I made my own X workflow so I can implement the same thing or similar in the future. I also learned how to bring out the damage numbers when you hit the enemy, as well as a small white flash animation when you hit it, but it didn't really quite work out at first, as you can see here. Eventually I managed to figure out how to make it work. At this point, I realized I prefer the green color tile sets more than the orange, so just putting that here as well. Next, I wanted to make an angel robot looking like to hold the sword in replace of my current sword, which I tried doing in pixel art, which looks pretty bad, but you live and you learn, you know. Also did this cool UI card sound fix. Made it such that this orb enemy's speed is like floaty, so it's a bit harder to avoid them in the game, which looks pretty nice. Lastly, I balance out the enemy spawn rates as well as the difficulty of the game because, yeah, this is a bit too much. And that is the end of the game. So, did I hit my goal? Yeah. I mainly just wanted to get comfortable with the Godot engine, and I'd say that I did. I also picked up something I didn't expect, which is to be able to write reusable code and actually organizing my files properly. Because trust me, when your scripts are a mess, everything just breaks. If there's one downside to this, is that following an entire course takes time, like a lot of time. And honestly, if you're not determined to finish it, you'll probably drop off halfway, like what I did last year. But here's the rule of thumb. If you're interested in game development, just start. It doesn't matter if it's a course, a tutorial, or just messing around with the game engine. Taking that first step is what matters. And with that, I think I've officially started my journey into game dev. I think.